Hello everyone, I'm Zach Herman. I am the owner of Automated Practice, and our chiropractic side of things is Go Chiro Marketing. I just wanted to shoot this so I could go through everything for you. That way you have everything you need and we're all on the same page. I'm going to show you the entire flow that we start with, but I do want to preface while we give you the whole process. Really what separates us is our level of dedication to your practice's success. And that's through support, through configuring all these systems that I'm going to share with you. So I just want to preface, while I'm going through all the details, just know that what really separates us is just being very hands-on and proactive. So we'll touch on that in a second. So if you're watching this video here, you likely fall into one of two buckets. You've possibly worked with some sort of marketing agency in the past, and because you're watching this video, you've likely gotten burned, or you haven't just found that agency that can get you the results, or you haven't worked with a marketing company yet. For those who haven't, I will let you know that what others are dealing with is they've possibly worked with an agency in which a lot of agencies can get you leads. That's honestly very simple, but it's what to do when we start facing bottlenecks or no-shows, or just a patient who's a tire kicker who can't afford the care plan, etc. I just want to just show you that if you're not familiar with other agencies, that's what we hear quite often. All right. I shrunk myself a little bit. You don't have to see my face. This is the most common frustrations that we hear quite a bit from our practice owners who have been burned and are happy with us. The lack of support. They'll get you to sign on. They'll promise you the world. They will take your credit card and that's it. Set it and forget it. Cross their fingers, hope for the best, and you just can't get a hold of them. Really what shows a great agency is one who can pivot or troubleshoot, meaning, hey, are the patients not showing up? Are they not converting? Are they not signing on for care? Those are the things that we will pivot and we will problem solve, and we will see what works in your area or for your practice, depending on what fits your needs. So that's a big one as far as having success. And then no proactivity. This is a rare thing that we've heard that just doesn't exist in agencies. We really make sure that we want to be proactive. It's in our best interest to reach out to you when we feel like things aren't working as we wanted. So we have a whole system that we go through to make sure that we see it first and we reach out to you. We do our best with that. We don't want you to feel like you have to be on top of us to have success. That said, working with us, being very communicative is key, and that will be a really pertinent detail in having success with us. So just keep that in mind, because we do really like to tweak things and get things going for you. So it's just, we have hundreds of these, just highlighting a few. We work with some of the bigger names in the chiropractic space, the soft wave, TRT space, the body contouring space, so many different areas in the health and wellness space. You talk to any of them, they'll just rave about how it is working with us. It's a breath of fresh air. We're not the hoorah, we're going to blow your practice up 10x. That's not who we are. We are practical, and we are the agency that you will stick with. We promise that. So just jumping on with the support part of things, we're always happy to chat. We even allow you to book Zoom screen shares with us. We are happy to do that. We find that's the best, most efficient way to tackle things, see each other face to face. We will often share our screen. We will open up the targeting that we're using. We will collaborate on that. And there's a slide later where we can talk about why targeting should be very thoughtful. And then, of course, email support. We're always there. I just want to touch on that because we've heard of that being a major pain point. Oh, here's a slide I referenced a second ago. This just shows one of many ways. If you're working with a junior agency, they might just say, okay, everybody we get, we just put in their address, we throw up a 10-mile radius. Let's see, we open up this 10-mile radius here, but it doesn't make sense because there's this, in this instant, this river here, and this is New York. A lot of our folks are not willing to travel on a regular basis to see this doc. So this is very important. Obviously, this works quite a bit. In fact, we start with this a lot, but it can be detrimental if we don't capture that or if we don't refine as we go. So this would be an example here. As you can see, we are excluding this whole area. We are really including here, and then we're also including some higher income zips here. So that is very detrimental. I could talk for quite a bit about how Facebook's targeting works, but just keep in mind that this is very important with Facebook and Instagram and even TikTok, their delivery system. So just to touch on proactivity, this is not real, but this is a visual representation of our KPI sheet. We will see in an instant which of our clients are having a bad 2-week, 30-day. This is where we would reach out to those practices and let them know we're not happy about what we're seeing here, and we'll pivot, we'll make some changes, we'll let them know what we're doing, collaborate, etc. We have what's called SOPs, standard operating procedures, and optimization sheets. We've done this since 2018. We're not guessing at everything. We know what to do when XYZ happens. So whether it's, like I said, a low quality patient issue, just nobody's signing on as a lead, like we know what to do. We're not just throwing darts at a wall. Long story short, I know I've hung on to this a bit, is that it's our dedication to achieving realistic growth. It's making your lives easier and of course getting a return on your investment. This is like a big piece here. So working with us, if you find that there's some bottleneck or there's something about your area that your patients just are not happy with, if it's a step in our workflow, if it's too many messages, if it's offer price, if it's targeting, if it's wanting to send out forms at a certain stage, super simple things, or just drastically changing things to fit your needs, we want to make your life easier. We don't want this to be a pain point. This is a system that's going to make your lives easier. And that's our dedication, and that's what separates us. Okay, so here's the meat of everything we do here. So this is a visual representation of it, obviously very simplified for a visual cleanliness, but this should give you a clear picture of the process that starts out of the box with us. Again, we would love to change things and tweak things or completely revamp things to make it work for your practice. But essentially, we put a paid advertisement on, let's say, Facebook and Instagram or TikTok, and there's a lot behind what we do here. But we send that traffic, that paid traffic, to a landing page. You never want to send anyone to your website. It might be the most beautiful $100,000 website, but it's not built to convert. If they can bounce around to About Us and things like that, you're going to lose them. So we have a very beautiful landing page that is very consistent with the ad, and they are only allowed to enter their name, phone number, and email in a form, and that takes them to the appointment request. We are very big that this is a request. They have to acknowledge that, and we do that on purpose to not sync with your EHR or what have you, because we don't want people from social media taking times away from your recurring patient base. So we want them to get on a call with you guys. This call is very pertinent to understanding their pain points and getting them excited to come in. So you do what you already do best. We have scripts, and if your staff needs help with that, we need to have some sort of human interaction there. Automation doesn't take care of everything, but getting that patient really excited to learn that you guys are the answer to XYZ that they're facing is super important. So that's when the appointment gets confirmed. Now, like myself, I have kids, so do a lot of your future patients, or we're super busy, we get pulled away, we don't have that much time. So we may have someone that submits their information and then just falls off the side of the earth for a few days. You don't have to worry about constantly hounding them, reminding them. We have automated texts and emails that will get that patient so in this example, it would be, hey, Zach, don't forget, we're excited, etc. But the next step is to request that appointment. Here's the link. And there'll be very similar messages along those lines. Once they do this, if they haven't called you guys yet, they're going to get similar messaging, but urging them to call. So we do a lot of the heavy lifting there to take that patient from the social ad to phone call, confirming your appointment and coming in. So this is an example of completely changing things to match a practice's style. Most of our docs are very happy with what we have out of the gate, but sometimes in this example, we really want to match who the practice is. So this doc, actually, instead of the appointment request, what we did here is a patient would submit their information, and the doc, we would do a custom notification to the doc. He wanted to send a selfie video to every patient that submitted their interest. So he would do a selfie video, and then when he did that, he would go into our software, Automated Practice, we'll show you that in a second, And he would essentially take that opportunity after he shot the selfie video and he would move it to the next column. And this column had automation tied to it that it would do a simple custom follow-up that we set up for him that said, "Hey, Zach, I shot you that video. Just want to see if you saw it. Either way, could you let my staff know when we can reach out to you?" So this was a completely different flow. And we're also not only the selfie video, but we're also asking them, "Hey, when is a good time for my staff to reach out to you?" So different call to action there. And that way their staff was able to call at their best time and kind of call and kind of maybe batch talk to potential patients. So this is a somewhat drastic example of completely changing everything, but I like to let you understand that we are dedicated to making this work. Again, here's another example, a prepay option. There's some tricks here. In our body contouring flow, we actually do this by default. It's a world we live in, but people for visual appearance will pull out their credit card in a second. With more pain or wellness, we need to convince them, which is a different discussion. So there's a prepay option that we have, which we could talk about, but there's so many holes here. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the ad part. Our ads, we like to really pay attention to grabbing their attention and keeping it and then converting. We do all in-house ads, in-house video editing. So this is a Softwave ad that we built, goes over all the pain points of how Shockwave can help. This is our red light. This is one of many red light ads, body contouring ads. A lot of times we'll actually start with things like this to look more organic on purpose and to be less polished on purpose, so it fits in with the feed. We have a lot of science behind our decisions here. I wanted to show you real quick. We do create many different ads. As we experience ad fatigue, we're looking at data. We'll change ads up to have a new fresh look, etc. Now for the landing page portion, step 2, this is a version of our wellness landing page. But we like to really create a first impression. We think that's everything. And so we create really well-designed landing pages, and they're built to convert. You can see there's no navigation bar to jump around. We keep it very specific. We talk about, there's some testimonials, a map of where you are, some of the things you help with, etc. And then once they see the ad, click the landing page, fill out the form, it jumps into the automated practice platform that you have access to. You and your staff will see this in what's called a CRM in the new lead column, and they will visually, as they go through our flow, they will automatically move through the flow. So it's really dialed in and built to make your guys' lives easier. Now, this is, again, the appointment request step is the next step. We have those messaging. Hey, don't forget to do that appointment request. And once they do that, they will, like I said, automatically move to that appointment request. And then once you get on the phone with them, that's when they will move over to the confirmed column, and they will receive those, of course, confirmation and appointment reminders. Now, if you do have things like a review wave or a Jane app or what have you that already does these notifications or appointment reminders, we've done this 100 times and can tweak our system or turn those off or figure it out with you to work. Again, if there's at any point that the patient falls off, we will use these automated texts and emails to get them through to calling you. Okay, so that was the flow. A little simplified, but that gives you the general gist of what you will have with us. After this slide, I also have some of the cool features that we include as well, but I just wanted to take a pause here to let you know that's the flow. And now we're going to get into some really cool yet simple and effective features that we include. Everything's included. Okay, so this, even though it's the first feature here shown, this is coming soon at the time of shooting this. Possibly if you're watching this, we have this live, but we have these amazing websites that we will offer to you guys at no cost. We understand that's an additional fee for a lot of our docs, so we wanted to help some of our docs save money. A really cool feature that isn't talked about enough is the ability to include messaging from all platforms into one. So our automated practice platform will bring in text messages, emails, Google My Business chat, which we'll talk about in a second, Instagram, Facebook, etc. And you'll have it all in one. You won't need to bounce around everywhere. In fact, the cool thing is if you have one patient and you're chatting with them on multiple channels, you will see it all in one thread. The timeline's there and you won't have to bounce around everywhere. Speaking of Google My Business chat, this is a very powerful yet simple and effective feature. It's something we will include and turn on. And in your listing, you will have the chat button, which if people are searching around and they see that chat feature, instead of having a call, and in this day and age, people just love messaging rather than actually chatting with people, they will message you and you'll be more apt to get that outreach. And that will jump right into our platform. We have a website chat widget. Even though our landing page is built to convert, you're still going to likely get traffic to your website, either because we sparked interest or you just have people, of course, in other areas interested in your practice. We can do a special offer here, or we can make this a little more generic in terms of just, hey, we have a new patient special, or do you have any questions, things like that. But this will pop up. They will be able to submit their information, and then it will pop straight into our platform again. And again, you'll be able to chat with them that way. We have a missed call text back. Again, super simple yet effective. If you have patients who are calling around and they call a practice, they don't pick up, they call your practice, you don't pick up, and they go to call another practice, but our system will text them back immediately if our system detects a missed call. And we will ask them, hey, sorry, missed your call. Is there anything we can help you with? And that will potentially save this patient from continuing their search on, and then they can continue chatting with you in the platform, and you can call them when you're ready. We have a reactivation campaign. So this is skipping the social advertisement, meaning $0 in ad spend. What you do is if you have a past or present patient database that you can give us, we will upload that into our platform, put them through a casual yet effective campaign of texts and emails, and send them through to that offer we talked about. This is super effective. Again, you've seen this before, but this basically converts a lot of patients to get them to come back, or if you've invested in a new service or device, spark that interest and get them to come through for that service. Review generation. You might have seen this with other popular platforms, but we can get an intake of how your patients are feeling about your services, how their visit went, and at the same time, if they enjoyed it, ask them if they can share a review. In this day and age, reviews are everything. Okay, so there's so much more here. Email builder, text-to-pay invoicing. You can quickly drum up invoicing if you need that. Calendars, appointment reminders. We can do call recording, voicemails, forms, surveys, reporting, analytics. So everything we talked about is included. This is built on what's called high level. So you may have heard that. You may have used another agency that utilizes that. We understand it's super powerful, but it is agency to agency, just like Facebook ads, et cetera. If you've used an agency and just didn't enjoy that experience, know that it isn't particular to the advertising, or in this case, the platform. High level is given to us as a toolbox or a box of Legos, and we configure it drastically different than anyone else. What you may see with one agency may be different, but it's a powerful tool. We've tweaked it over the years, and ours we're super confident in. So I just want to be clear on that. Yeah, that's it. I really appreciate it if you stuck on this long. That's super helpful. This will make working with you very easy. If we chat, this will make the phone call smooth. Happy to answer any questions. Again, hope to earn your business, and thank you so much for the time.